Hey, today is National Scrapple Day. I said scrapple. I did not say Scrabble, like the word game, and I did not say Snapple, like the tea drink company. No, I said Scrapple. And I'll be the first to say I had no idea what Scrapple was, so I looked it up, and it turns out it's a dish, and it's supposedly the first pork-related recipe ever created in America. So what it is, it's pork trimmings and cornmeal and flour and spices all mixed together into kind of a loaf that's sliced up and then pan fried. I don't know, it doesn't sound all that appealing. Kind of makes me think of the Confederates during the Civil War used to make this thing called sloosh, which was kind of cornmeal and bacon grease kind of mixed together, and they would bake it, and it didn't sound good either. But I do have something that I hope sounds good, and that is the Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McLear, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com. So first off, I have to say, started the stream up, I was about 17 minutes into it, and I get this message pops up saying that my streaming program is disconnecting from the internet, and then reconnected, and then it was showing like 70% of the frames were getting dropped. I'm taking a peek right now. It's showing that it's still dropping a bunch of frames, and I do not know why. Because I have not seen this happen really ever. I've seen a couple of drop frames here and there, but not like, it's showing like 4% at the moment. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. If things get really weird and out of hand, I will pull the plug on the stream, because it's silly to sit there doing a stream if like all these frames are dropping and so forth. So anyway, I do want to point out that this is a live stream. This is episode 195 of The Daily Dope. And if you had caught yesterday's show, at the end of yesterday's show, I talked about how the time of the live stream is going to change. It's not going to change next week, but it is going to change the following week. So on Monday, November 19th, I'm actually going to move the Daily Dope from 2 p.m. Central Time to 7 p.m. Central Time. And it's going to stay there probably permanently, but at least I know for about 13 weeks. And the reason behind that is I'm finally going to go and do my cardiovascular rehab, and it is 3 days of the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and it takes place right when I would be streaming. It's about an hour and a half a day, and of course I have to drive over to the hospital and back. So, finally going to get that taken care of, because I had my heart attack back in March 15th, so it has been quite some time. But yes, we are still showing a bunch of dropped frames here, so I am wondering what's going on. So worst comes to worst, if this stream ends up just being kind of a disaster, I will delete the video, which I just had to do, because once the first stream stopped, I have to wait a few minutes for YouTube to actually pop that up as a video that I can delete. Otherwise, it just takes the videos and combines them into one video, which would be a mess. So anyway, I will keep an eye out on this, because I am, of course, as usual, recording this stream. So if this turns out to be just really garbled or anything like that on YouTube, I'll just replace it later on with the actual video. So because this is a live stream, chat is available through YouTube. So if you have a question, comment, I am going to be unboxing and taking a first look at Ascension Delirium, the latest release in the Ascension card game line. If you want to get a closer look at something with that, feel free to chime in and I will respond. Chat is not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the stranger commenters at bay, but I do follow the chat, so if you chime in, I will actually respond. So, anyway, do want to point out, thank you very much for watching. If you do like the video, by all means, give it a thumbs up. If you like the Gaming Gang channel, please subscribe. So I've got a little bit of news, not a ton of news. Unfortunately, I wish I had more images to share with the news today. But I know there are some folks out there who do not want to listen to the tabletop gaming news. So, by all means, check the show notes. There are time codes. You're able to jump ahead, and you can jump right into the unboxing if you want. Okay, so speaking of the news, let's jump on into it, because Artebia Games and Stronghold Games will be releasing the first expansion for Kitchen Rush, and I've got the dope on Piece of Cake. Dinner has been served, and now it is time for dessert. New orders come in for delicious cakes, tasty pies, and exquisite ice creams. However, preparing a dessert properly and on time requires even more attention than a regular order, and is definitely no piece of cake. Piece of Cake, an expansion for Kitchen Rush, adds a new type of order with desserts, ice cream mini orders, 2 new ingredients, cream, creme, and fruit with custom-shaped wooden tokens, and a new type of token, ice cream scoops. An extension to the game's board introduces additional actions for the players, and there's also a 6-inch hourglass for a specialist worker who can perform improved versions of the available actions. The expansion includes a game board, 42 cards, the aforementioned hourglass, 4 player mats, a cardboard 3D freezer, 24 custom wooden tokens, 12 wooden tokens, I should say cubes, not tokens, 30 wooden domes, 32 cardboard tokens, and, of course, a rule book. I have to laugh because one of the press pieces that I saw for this indicated that it came with a 60-inch hourglass, and I'm like, I don't think there's a 5-foot-tall hourglass coming with this expansion. Anyway, the game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays in around 30 to 45 minutes, and the expansion will carry an MSRP of $39.95 when it releases tentatively in February 2019. Well. I've heard good things about Kitchen Rush. I have not played it. I saw it up close at Origins. Back, the last Origins I saw it, and looked pretty fun. It's probably not the kind of strategic game that I jump into. Although, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. So, do want to point out that I'm going to be touching base with Stephen Bonacore to see if he wants to join me for an interview. Because I am finally putting things together, because I want to share interviews with people throughout the industry with you. And Stephen Bonacore is one of my favorite people to talk to. He's always a lot of fun. And hopefully we can get some more Stronghold stuff to review, because that Australia looks pretty cool, looks pretty interesting. All right, so do want to point out Betrayal Legacy has finally arrived in stores from Avalon Hill, and I've got a little bit of the dope beginning to get jeez, tongue-tied already. Jeez, Jeff, take a quick sip here. Beginning today, November 9th, Betrayal Legacy is available everywhere. Based on the award-winning Betrayal at House on the Hill and designed by Rob Davio, Pandemic Legacy, Risk Legacy, Seafall, Betrayal Legacy is a unique experience offering you the chance to create the iconic house's story through decisions and actions taken in the game. With its history shrouded by wild-eyed ravings and the scrawling of madmen, it was thought that no one would ever know the unholy origin of the house on the hill. Until now. The history you tell is one you create. Beginning in 1666, get it? 666. And traveling through time to the year 2004, players take on the roles of several generations of families obsessed with the house, whose actions in one game carry forward into future games. Every journey through the Legacy campaign will be unique and unpredictable, making each group's experience different. Once a campaign is complete, you'll be left with a fully replayable, customized board game. Betrayal Legacy is designed for 3 to 5 players, ages 12 and up, and does retail for $75. So I do want to point out, Tuesday's show, next Tuesday, I will be reviewing the upside down copy of Betrayal Legacy. If you're curious what you'll find inside the box, I did do an unboxing on last Friday's show. Actually, I went into a little more detail than I normally would for an unboxing because I actually knew about the game. I have played the prologue as well as the first adventure prior to the unboxing at an Avalon Hill media event that was held in Chicago. So if you're kind of curious what you get for your $75, although there are some things that are sealed that I did not open up because I don't want to spoil the story for people. But if you want to check out the unboxing video, you'll have a much better idea of what you get for your $75. So, as I mentioned, Betrayal Legacy is now available in stores today. Something else that's available right now is the latest supplement for Star Trek Adventures from Modiphius Entertainment, and I've got the dope on the Operations Division. Hoo-hoo! I think this new ship was put together by monkeys. Oh, she's got a fine engine, but half the doors won't open. The lights in the halls are flickering constantly, and the replicators are spewing out sludge. Guess whose job it is to make it right? Join Starfleet's miracle workers or its steadfast defenders with the Operations Division supplemental rulebook for Star Trek Adventures. Players can expect new choices for their security officers and engineers, as well as detailed background information on the Starfleet Corps of Engineers, Starfleet Intelligence, and even the elusive Section 31. The supplemental rulebook also expands the equipment available to Starfleet personnel, with new rules on their inclusion in the game. The Operations Division supplement includes detailed descriptions of the Operations Division, covering both the security and engineering departments, Starfleet Corps of Engineers, Starfleet Intelligence, and Section 31. There's advice on creating Operations Division-focused plot components for your missions to challenge the bravery of your security personnel and the ingenuity of your engineering officers. There's a whole chapter of equipment and rules for their inclusion in Star Trek Adventures missions, an expanded list of talents and focuses for security and engineering characters, as well as new character creation choices for enlisted personnel. There's detailed descriptions and game statistics for a range of security and engineering-focused NPCs and supporting characters, including Luther Sloan, Leah Brahms, and Mako soldiers. Then there's, of course, the Star Trek Adventures Red Alert, which provides 2D20 rules for miniatures combat in the Star Trek universe and includes a campaign of 6 branching missions. Star Trek Adventures supplementary rulebooks and sourcebooks do require the Star Trek Adventures core rulebook, obviously enough, in order to play. The 128-page Star Trek Adventures The Operations Division is available now in print for $32.99, or you can pick it up in PDF from DriveThruRPG for $14.99. Gotta say, I really dig the Star Trek Adventures releases. I have not gotten enough reviews out because I haven't dug like really deeply into them. The only Star Trek Adventure release that I really, delved into completely was a core book, which I loved. I thought fantastic job, and Modiphius just releases some really good stuff for Star Trek Adventures. So once again, it is showing that OBS Studio is disconnected and reconnecting. All right, so this is very bizarre. Once again, it's showing that the stream disconnected and then it reconnected. So more than likely, I'm probably going to be uploading the video aspect of this as opposed to the live stream. And it's really weird because it did it in the same part again while I was doing Modiphius Entertainment. Weird. All right, so also want to point out, speaking of role-playing games, there's a Powered by the Apocalypse RPG, which is up for crowdfunding for Galileo Games. Really did catch my eye, and here's the dope on 1,000 Arrows. It is the 16th century. All Japan is at war. Feudal warlords called Big Names, rising from the Night Caste, have carved the nation into warring states. Chivalric virtue, Buddhist moderation, friendship, and loyalty fade and fall before the hunger for conquest and glory. The grand prize? None other than Japan's unification under a single master. And then, perhaps all Asia is next. 1,000 Arrows is the story of the Japanese warring states period's leaders, knight commanders, Buddhist teachers, spy masters, peasant revolutionaries, even the gods and spirits themselves, as they establish themselves and direct the course of history. 1,000 Arrows is a tabletop role-playing game in which 3 to 6 players assume the persona of commanding figures in a fictional Japan parallel to our historical one. Another player, Tenchi, describes the world and supporting cast around them as the main characters' players describe their struggles and successes. A set of rules informed by the roll of 6-sided dice helps guide the storytelling conversation, keeping outcomes unpredictable. The story you tell will be worthy of historical narratives like the Tale of the Heike, period dramas like Kurosawa Akira's films, or comic books like Path of the Assassin. 1,000 Arrows is designed specifically to help you engage with unfamiliar cultures and settings, not only in warring states Japan, but in other role-playing games as well. The game teaches you to portray Asian characters with respect and confidence, while at the same time introducing you to the setting with a gentle learning curve and a forgiving attitude. It also focuses on basic battlefield concepts easily accessible to civilians, like the author and editor, rather than advanced strategy or tactics. Pay close attention, and the habits you'll develop will strengthen your ability to take on characters or even design games far from your own experience. Galileo Games has prepared about a 2-minute long video for 1,000 Arrows. So let's kick back and take a look.
It is the 16th century. All Japan is at war. Feudal warlords called Big Names, rising from the Night Caste, have carved the nation into warring states. Chivalric virtue, Buddhist moderation, friendship, and loyalty fade and fall before the hunger for conquest and glory. I'm James Mendez-Hodes, and 1,000 Arrows is a tabletop role-playing game of samurai drama, gunpowder, and betrayal. So the action in 1,000 Arrows balances human drama and tragedy and passion with military tactics and battlefield action. The characters in 1,000 Arrows are the generals, spy masters, courtiers, and religious leaders of the Japanese warring states period. But their success at court or on the battlefield is tied to their romances with, or rivalry with, or loyalty to each of the other characters. 1,000 Arrows is designed to teach you how to engage with unfamiliar cultures and historical settings. The skills you gain playing 1,000 Arrows will help you not only in the Japanese warring states period setting, but also in other role-playing games and other historical settings where you're dealing with cultures, religions, and historical eras which you don't know too much about. The best moments in 1,000 Arrows are the points where someone makes a decision because of their own personal passions, their romantic feelings for another general, or their rivalry with another samurai, and then those decisions end up cascading and then changing the face of Japanese history.
1,000 Arrows needs you. Join us in making it come alive. Back the Kickstarter, get cool rewards, share on social media, and tell everyone you know to check it out. Our funding for this project depends on you spreading the word. Thank you for your support.
All right, so you can reserve a copy of 1,000 Arrows in PDF for a $10 pledge, or the print edition, softcover I'm assuming, as well as a PDF for a $25 pledge. 1,000 Arrows is right about 70% funded right now, and it does have an expected delivery date of March 2019. I believe the memory serves me correctly. I believe the campaign is running through November 30th, so this is a pretty new campaign. Sounds really interesting. I wish the video showed more of the actual game and less of the yo, 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 dog. Sort of like watching that video would almost incent me to not support the Kickstarter, to be very honest. But it does sound really interesting, and it's Galileo Games. Galileo Games has a lot of releases out there. They're probably best known for the Bulldogs science fiction setting for Fate, as well as I think I want to say Mortal Coil is from them as well. But there's quite a few releases from Galileo Games, so this is not a project where I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna get it. I don't know if it'll be any good. I think it'll be definitely worth your while. And $10 pledge for a PDF. Come on, that's peanuts. That's nothing. All right, so I do see that. So basically, here, let me take a quick peek here. Okay, so I basically stopped the stream because, and like I said, I have never seen this before. But once again, I hit that portion where it was the Modiphius Entertainment news about Star Trek Adventures, and boom! All of a sudden, it's dropping frames all over the place. It was basically showing that 89% of the frames were being dropped. So once this is done, I will upload this to YouTube and just delete the stream. So because obviously enough, it was impossible to be watching it. So anyway, let me jump and grab something here. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's throwing me way off, because I have never seen that happen before, and very strange, very, very strange. I'll have to take a look. I'll have to see if my streaming software has some sort of an update that was supposedly going on or anything, because I have never actually just completely dropped the stream. I mean, I've had the internet go out. I mean, that's happened a couple of times, but never where the stream was dropping through the program, so that's very strange. Anyway, so I have actually had a couple of people asking me, what are my thoughts about the Ultimate Masters release coming from Magic the Gathering in December? Actually, it's on December 7th, and this is kind of, well, it's not really a tough one, but if you are not familiar with what's going on, if you're not really into Magic the Gathering, and I'll be the first to point out, I'm not. I play online. I play Arena, the beta for it, and I toss in like $5 as far as the starter kind of intro thing, and of course I was playing Magic the Gathering back during beta and from there on out, but I have not played Magic the Gathering nonstop for 25 years. But I do have to say that I'm not digging what I see for this. So basically what the Masters Edition is, it's reprints for a bunch of different Magic cards that have been out of print. So supposedly Wizards of the Coast is saying that this will be the last Masters Edition that they do for the foreseeable future. But they've been releasing a bunch of these lately. This isn't something that comes out like every couple of years. I think this is like the third one in about a year. And this actually contains 254 of what Wizards of the Coast is saying are the most desirable reprints. They do come through booster packs, 15 card packs. You can get booster boxes that can contain 24 boosters. And there's also a 3-pack that you can pick up as well. So here's the weird thing. So originally, when Magic was releasing these Masters, the MSRP, right? The manufacturer's suggested retail price was $6.99, which already was much more than a regular booster of standard Magic cards, be it from a core set or from a release, say like Guilds of Ravnica. So right there, $6.99 was already more than a regular booster. But you couldn't get them for $6.99. They were actually going for $9.99 because remember, it was an MSRP, and MSRP is suggested. So Wizards of the Coast didn't print tons of them. So you had scarcity, and then you had a bunch of people who were all pumped to get their hands on them. So what happens now with this final Masters set, the Ultimate Masters, Wizards of the Coast has set an MSRP for the booster packs at $13.99, which is about $100 more if you buy a booster box than the previous Ultimate Masters was. So one of the big selling points is if you go to your friendly local game store and you buy a box of boosters, you're going to get this sealed box topper, which will be one of 40 cards with kind of like exclusive foil. It might have different art, what have you. I know some of these cards that are coming out that are being reprinted will feature new artwork as well. But here's part of the rub too. Excuse me. You can go to Walmart or Target and purchase boosters or pick up these blister packs, these 3 booster blister packs for $34.99. You can actually go to Walmart and Target and get them cheaper than if you went and you paid the $336 at your friendly local game store. You'll save about $57 if you went to Walmart or Target. Now, granted, you're not going to get the box topper card, but I have also heard that this box topper, some of them are like, wow, that's an awesome card, and some of them are reprints of cards that currently sell for $1.50. So these can't be like the most revered cards, the most desired reprints that are out there. So, in my opinion, now, Wizards of the Coast has always been really nice to me. Their PR teams have always been very, very nice. D&D stuff, I get D&D stuff. Now, you just saw, I've got Betrayal Legacy from Avalon Hill. That's a division of Wizards of the Coast. I've got Axis and Allies and Zombies. I did the unboxing for. We played it on the live stream. I'm going to do a review of that. That's coming up too. So, I'm not a shill, but then again, I don't like to talk crap about companies just for the sake of talking crap, right? It's just not my style. I don't do that. That being said, I think this is a joke. I gotta be honest. I think it's a joke. I think Wizards of the Coast is treating their Magic fans really poorly. I mean, they're taking advantage of them. Now, one of the things I also kind of saw, because I wasn't really paying that much attention to this, I saw that the Ultimate Masters was coming out, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, I don't buy Magic cards, right? I just don't. And I had to laugh because when I was standing in line at Gen Con, the last Gen Con, waiting to pick up my nephew Cameron's badge that I had bought for him, I was talking to some people in line, and they were big Magic fans, and they were talking about, oh, well, hey, I just opened up a booster, and I had like $17 worth of cards in there, and it wasn't that long ago I pulled out like a $40 card, and I'm thinking, really? I mean, when we were pulling betas, I mean, we were pulling out $1,000 cards, not 10. Wow, I'm excited! I got a $10 card out of this. And, we started selling these cards. So Elliot Miller and I, my best friend Elliot from voiceofe.com, and we basically sold all the Magic stuff. And I mean, we were playing Magic, and all we would do is we'd go into a comic book store, say, hey, what do you want to give me for this? And we'd, usually wheel and deal with them. We'd say, okay, well, I'll tell you what, why don't you give us, half of it in cash and half of it in store credit. And then we just buy like $400 worth of Magic stuff, pocket $400 and buy $400 more. Go open them up, check out what we had, be like, holy cow, man, this is going for $800. Turn right around, start selling this stuff back. So we did that for a bit, and then we kind of got out of it. Not that we didn't like Magic, just because it was like, whatever. So here's how I kind of look at it, right? I think Wizards of the Coast is ripping people off. And if I were a big, Magic the Gathering player, I'd be pissed. Especially when they reveal this Ultimate Masters and how it's going to be, it's going to be our final Masters for the foreseeable future. That's what they're saying, foreseeable future. That could be a year, who knows, right? But when they sit there and they say, oh, well, and I saw the video, I was like, what? I want to say it was from Daily Magic. And I was like, well, this product isn't for everyone. I'd be like, you know what? Blow me. Seriously, I would be. You're going to ask for $340 for a box of boosters, and they're basically screwing your local game store too, because damn well people aren't going to be buying these for $340. They aren't. I've already seen online where you've got some online retailers are selling them for way below the MSRP. I've seen it as low as about $245 for a booster box with a box topper. So the problem with that is, damn well that already I had heard that retailers were complaining because their profit margin on this new Ultimate Masters was going to be slimmer than past Magic releases. Now they're not even going to be able to sell it for the MSRP. So they're going to lose more of their profit margin. I personally think Wizards of the Coast is screwing the pooch. If I were a Magic fan, I wouldn't go anywhere near this release. I know there are people out there who are going to be like, oh yeah. Now, the powers that be at Wizards of the Coast, I mean, everybody involved in Magic wasn't on board with let's charge them this much for it, right? So you can't be sitting there thinking, come on, man, I hate everybody at Wizards of the Coast. I hate everybody involved with Magic the Gathering. If you're a Magic the Gathering player or you're a big fan, it's the powers that be who decided, oh, well, you know what? We're going to charge everybody through the nose to get these. And to me, that's not right. That is not right. But then again, you see, the way I look at it is when Magic the Gathering became an investment for people as opposed to just being a game that people enjoyed, and where, you had players sitting there saying, well, I budget my decks out to $300 each, and I try to build my decks for less than $300. My casual decks for less than $100. When I started getting into that kind of stuff, people brought it upon themselves. They really did. No, I mean, there's blame to go around everywhere, I feel, with Magic the Gathering now. Because you've got people out there, they're not really players. You got people who, are just there for, the investment of the cards. And I got to be honest, you wouldn't catch me investing a penny in Magic the Gathering. Not as something that you're planning on retiring with, funds, because it's cardboard. It's lousy cardboard cards. They're valueless, right? Just like, most of your cryptocurrency out there is completely valueless. And if it's not valueless now, it will be in the future. So I personally think that Wizards of the Coast has screwed the pooch on this. I think they're creating a lot of bad blood on top of some of the bad blood that's already out there from people who play Magic. So yeah, I don't think this was a good move. I don't think it's good for anyone, and I certainly would not spend a penny. I really wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I'd continue doing what I do now. I enjoy, Magic Online. I get my little Magic fix every day, play for maybe about 30, 45 minutes, hour, and that's it. That's good enough for me. So, anyways, that's what I think. Sum that all up. I think Wizards of the Coast is not only screwing your friendly local game store, because obviously, if you're really going to go out there and buy these, you're not going to get it from your local game store just to get that box topper card. You're going to go to Walmart or Target and save yourself a bunch of money. So not only are they screwing over the friendly local game stores with that, with shaving down their profit margins, Now they're not going to even probably be selling them at the manufacturer's suggested retail price. So you got that. And then on the other hand, I think WotC is crapping all over the Magic the Gathering players who would be interested in this. Because this product, isn't for everyone. Yeah, whatever. Stick it where the sun doesn't shine. So sorry to say that. And, like I said, I love my PR people I deal with for D&D and the Avalon Hill games and stuff like that. It's just, Ultimate Masters is an ultimate failure, I think. Wow, this has just been really, really weird today. So, yeah, suddenly my regular camera up here wasn't feeding into the program. So I don't know what's going on with this program here. Disconnecting during the stream. Then the camera's not showing up, and I'm looking right at the camera. So I am seeing, a feed there, but not on this. Very, very strange. Anyway, so I know folks are checking this out because they want to see what's in the box for Ascension Delirium, which is from Ultra Pro International and Stoneblade Entertainment. It's designed by Gary Arant and Justin Gary. A lot of Garys there. With artwork provided by Aaron Nakahara. The game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, plays in around 30 minutes. It is out now, and it does carry an MSRP of $39.99. So let's switch on over to the other camera. Now that, this is totally weird here. Very, very weird. So, there we go. So at least we're getting an image now. Just totally bizarre. And, this is really, really strange. I have not changed anything with the settings for any of the programs or anything like that. Doesn't look like Windows did an update. So I don't know why. It seems like the program I use for the streaming is like way out of whack today. It's like, what is going on? All right, so I had to point out that it has been a long, long time since I played Ascension. I enjoyed it. I reviewed it way, way back in the day, long before we were doing any sort of video. So I think this is like the 13th or 14th release for Ascension. So there have been a lot of releases for Ascension, and this is not a collectible card game. This is not a trading card game. Everything is right in the box. So let's take a peek at the back here. It says, step into another reality. A new portal into the dreamscape has been opened. The world of Vigil is warped by dreams and nightmares come to life. You must wield the power of the Dreamborn to battle back the forces of Delirium to save the realm. Use Insight to access powerful new hero abilities and roll the Delirium die. Die? I don't remember there being dice in this. Recruit legendary heroes who have been warped by Delirium into new forms. Playable as a standalone 1 to 4 player game or combined with other Ascension games to play with up to 6 players. Alright, so let's pop this on open. This has some heft to it, so let's see what we got. So we've got the game rules. So let's take a quick peek at these. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can get the rules in here. Alright, so it's new in Ascension Delirium. Okay, so we've got Insight. Insight is new. Dreamborn cards. Recur. Fate Auction. Oh, there's the Delirium die. I swear, I do not remember any dice in Ascension when we played. But we're talking we're talking way back when it first came out, so maybe somehow dice have been added to this, or this die is something new to this edition. Well, it looks like the die has quite a bit of randomness here. Banish a card in your hand or discard pile, draw 2 cards, gain 3, I think that's health. Gain 4, gain 5, gain 6. Alright, so in Ascension Delirium, players compete to learn the secrets of the Delirium. Starting with a small group of loyal but untrained followers, you acquire mighty heroes and powerful constructs to aid you in your quest to defeat evil monsters and achieve victory. If I remember right, in Ascension, aren't you playing like here we go. There we go, right here, center row. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought each player has their own like area in front of them, and then there's a center row that you're. I think there's like heroes that you try to hire, monsters you try to destroy. All right, so it's talking about the different hero cards. It's Loa, the Dream Dragon. Oh, that was runes that I saw on the die. Cost in runes. So we got construct cards. Then we got monster cards. Amount of power you must spend to defeat that card. Then we got the gameplay. I don't remember Ascension. Why did I start to say Assumption? I don't remember Ascension being a very difficult game to learn how to play. So even right here, we're looking at 11 pages of rules, and most of it is taken up with really big images. So pretty easy to jump on into. So we've got a glossary, we've got some gameplay variants, and then we've got the credits. And then You Gotta Be Kidding Me. Not familiar with that one. That is from Stoneblade Entertainment. I swear, I thought Stoneblade only really did Ascension. So that's different. You gotta be kidding me. And there is the Ascension app for your phone and tablet. All right, so we got the rules there. So it looks like we've got a board here to set up the center. Yep. Set up the center area. I'm trying to recall if the original one had a board or not. For some strange reason, I don't think it did. I think you were just supposed to set it up kind of just your own, on your own table without a mat or anything like that. So, like I said, but we're talking, this is quite a while back when the first Ascension came out. Hey, that's a nice board. This is, I like the artwork. The artwork's cool. Very nice. Very nice. Honor Pool, Void, Ascension. This is where you're going to put the cards. You've got 1, 2, 3 decks of cards. Here is the Delirium die. Unfortunately, this is just inked on here. Or paint. It is not stickers. But it is not etched. So that's unfortunate. But, if worst came to worst, something happened, you can bust out a 6-sided die. All you gotta do is look at the rules. It'll tell you what it is. All right, so let's take a look at these. So we've got... these look like different colors, but maybe it's just... No, they are different colors. Oh, those are kind of cool. Kind of like gems. So we've got yellow and we've got orange. So I'm taking a guess that the orange represents a certain number of the yellow. Maybe like 5. Was this Valor? Is that what I saw in the book? That was Valor? Could be. Possibly. So we've got those. Then we've got some gems. So we got some white and we got some red. So we got these gemstones here. Way more red than we do white. Or clear, I should say. I don't know why I said white. Alright, so let's see what we've got as far as these decks of cards. Well, they got the little pull tab. Let's see if the pull tab works. Yay, it does. A lot of times the pull tabs don't work on decks of cards, and it's kind of like, hey, it's like, what was the point of putting that on there? Let's come from here. Yep, there we go. Alright, so we have the 3 decks of cards. So, if I remember correctly, now once again, I'm kind of just, accessing the memory banks, and the memory banks may not be so good. But I could have swore, wasn't Justin Gary like a big Magic champion? Let's get rid of some of that plastic there. I could have swore he was that was one of the big selling points for Ascension. It was designed by somebody who was a huge Magic champion. So we got the different artwork on these. Looks like these are constructs, Clockwork Familiar, Salvage Yard, Dartha Mecha Monk, That's the character that's on the cover of the box. So we've got different constructs here. Void construct. The Nil Hammer. I smack you with my Nil Hammer. An enlightened hero. So here we go. We got some of the heroes here. This looks like she's not very powerful. Dimension Monk. Aegis Knight. Templar General. Dream Dealer. So the cardstock's pretty nice. But of course, as with any card game, you're probably wanting to sleeve your cards. You know, and I am kind of surprised. This might sound kind of weird, but I am a little surprised. Because Ultra Pro International is one of the companies behind this game. Why don't they just toss card sleeves in? I don't understand why they don't do that. I mean, they could bump up the price of the game by, like $5 or something. So I think that would be perfect. But I guess it's just not the way they do it. Okay, so we got the Dreamscape Dryad, Dreamscape Nymph, Pollen Pixie. So these are still heroes. Dream Guide Tusk Rider. Vine Weaver. I know, that was terrible. Core World Breaker. Alright, so we've got, these are all various different heroes. Looks like we've got some heroes here. Super weak one, just an apprentice. Got a bunch of those. Got Militia. Pretty weak Mystic. Getting a little better. A bunch of the Mystics there. Heavy Infantry. Alright, so we got the Heavy Infantry there. So we got another hero there. Got more heroes. Come on, where are the monsters? What's going on here? Start seeing some monsters, some bad guys. Some bad guys you gotta go beat up. Still heroes here. There we go. Now we got some monsters. Dream Eater. A few of those demon pups. Delirium Pixies. Going head to head with the Pollen Pixies, no doubt. Mammoth Beetle. Bleak Toad. Dreadmare. Oak of Souls. Torment Legionary. I mean, I gotta be honest, for the life of me, I do not remember how to play Ascension. Because I have not played in a long time. And we got more apprentices here as well. I don't remember Ascension being like a deck building game. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm just misremembering here. Alright, so we've got the 3 decks of cards, various sizes here. We've got the tokens there. We've got gems here. We've got a handy dandy insert right here for the various cards. Yeah, I figured that was going to be too thick. Let's put it like this. So we got these. We got the game board, which is a pretty nice game board. I like that. And of course, we've got the game rules. And that's what we find when we take everything from Ascension, Delirium, outside the box. I'm hoping to get some games of this in this weekend, because I am hanging out with Cameron and might have some of the other rest of the gang, our honorary gang members, which to me it seems weird when I say gang members. But, some of the other guys, like the other Cameron, Kyle, Daniel, don't know, Hunter, so Alex. So we'll find out. We'll find out who's joining us tomorrow, actually, to play some games. And maybe, since Monday's the holiday, maybe try to get something cooking on Sunday as well. All right, so as I mentioned, Ascension Delirium is from Ultra Pro International and Stoneblade Entertainment for 1 to 4 players, ages 13 and up, and plays in around 30 minutes. It is available now and does carry an MSRP of $39.99. All right, that is it for today's show. I will be back on Tuesday with a review of Betrayal Legacy from Avalon Hill Games. So I always like to tell you, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, please visit thegaminggang.com, the website that I operate, for the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Come on, by now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Of course, if you're not in the U.S., you don't have Monday off, so enjoy the weekend. Have a very safe weekend. I will see you next week. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Thanks again for watching The Daily Dope, presented by The Gaming Gang. If you like this episode, be sure to give it a quick thumbs up. And if you dig the channel, please subscribe. If you'd like to check out our previous episode, click right here. And if you want to check out a somewhat randomly selected episode, give a click right down here. It'll be like opening a box of Cracker Jacks. You just don't know what you'll get. Once again, thanks for watching, and I'm Jeff McAleer.